First sunrise in Istanbul, Turkey, a city so rich in history, but so difficult to understand, a place so awe-inspiring. Come, let us explore the enigma together. This flat map shows Turkey right in the middle of Africa, Europe, and Asia. Its strategic location made it highly contested by so many nations in power, even before the time of Christ. It is composed of two land masses, the smaller European side previously known as Thrace, and the bigger mass in Asia called Anatolia or Asia Minor. Istanbul is on the European banks of the Bosphorus Strait that bisects the two land masses. The Bosphorus is a natural narrow strait that drains into the Black Sea in the east and the Sea of Marmara in the west, and ultimately into the Aegean Sea and the Mediterranean Sea. It has a maximum depth of 110 meters and the narrowest width is 700 meters. Today, it is crossed by 3 Bosphorus bridges and a vital link between Asia and Europe. In ancient and medieval times, they say all roads lead to Rome and Venice for trade, but everything else passes through Istanbul. The Silk Road from China, the goods from Egypt and Africa, through the Jezreel Valley in Israel, spices from India, gold and gems from Persia and Arabia. The one who controls Istanbul controls the money and power. Everyone in power got in line. In the 7th century, the Greeks colonized the area and established the city of Byzantium. In 330 AD, Constantine the Great moved the capital of the Roman Empire to the city of Byzantium and renamed it Constantinople. It was also at this time when Christianity became Rome's official religion. This gave rise to the Eastern Roman Byzantine Empire and remained for 1,000 years. In 1453, it was the Ottoman Empire's turn. Weakened by years of siege by other Balkan neighbors and the Roman Church division that led to the Great Schism that gave rise to the Eastern Orthodox Church in 1054, Constantinople fell to the Ottoman rule, led by Sultan Mehmed II. Constantinople became Istanbul under 36 sultans until 1922. After Turkey, then allied to Germany, was defeated by the British forces in World War I, the Ottoman Empire was dismantled by a treaty. It became a republic in October 29, 1923, when Mustafa Kemal Atatürk founded the Independent Republic of Turkey. In this beautiful hotel in the area of Sultanahmet is where we are staying in our 1-week Turkey visit. It affords a fantastic view of the Blue Mosque. The Blue Mosque, or Sultanahmet Camii in Turkish, is an active place of worship and is closed 30 minutes or so to non-worshippers during the 5 daily prayers. Built between the years 1609 and 1616 during the rule of Ahmed I, like many other mosques, the interiors are lined by blue tiles, hence the name. Hagia Sophia is a Christian basilica in the 6th century and serves as the center of religious, political, and artistic life for the Byzantine world. It was, however, turned into a mosque in 1453 after Constantinople fell and conquered by the Ottoman Empire. Art historians considered it the 8th wonder of the world. If you are a foodie like us, you will love Turkey, and you will never run out of places to dine. We love this kebab in a flame cup, served in one of the many alfresco restaurants. Sweets and Turkish coffee, of course. To add more flavor to our visit in Turkey, we decided to fly to Izmir province in Anatolia, the Asian side of Turkey, to particularly visit Ephesus. Ephesus is 80 kilometers south of Izmir city in the western shore of Turkey in the Aegean Sea. It is originally a Greek city built 700 years before Jesus Christ. It fell to several powers like the Persians, Alexander the Great, Egyptians, and finally the Romans in 129 BC. In the 6th and 7th century AD, a massive earthquake and the harbor's continuing decline and siltation led to the ruin of Ephesus. This lone fruit-bearing pomegranate tree gives life to this almost forgotten place. Archaeologic excavation has only revealed 20% of the whole settlement of mostly Roman architecture, like this library of Celsius and the public toilet, which in the Roman times is a social activity and gathering. Performers reenact Roman life and entertainment in the ancient times, including dances and gladiator fights. Ephesus played a vital role in the spread of Christianity. Starting in the 1st century AD, St. Paul and St. John came here to preach and establish the gospel of Christ. Ephesus is mentioned multiple times in the New Testament, and the biblical book of Ephesians is the letter of Paul to the Ephesian Christians written in 60 AD. Our journey further takes us to Mount Coressos in the vicinity of Ephesus, following this winding road to the top of the mountain. After the death of Jesus on the cross in Calvary, some account says the Blessed Virgin Mary traveled with the disciple John to this place where she lived. This is a holy pilgrimage site for both Christians and Muslims. Inside this structure is the original house of Mary. She died in Jerusalem in 41 AD, 11 years after Christ's death. We're having lunch down in this valley. In the restaurant's garden are trees I saw for the first time, like this pistachio tree, known to bear fruit once every 2 years. Picked fruits from this fig tree and had some sweet pre-lunch appetizers. Paired our lunch with some pomegranate juice. This area in Ephesus once stood one of the 7 wonders of the world, the Greek Temple of Artemis, said to be bigger than the Parthenon in Athens. Built in the 6th century BC, it was destroyed by a Christian mob in 401 AD because it was a symbol of pagan worship. Today, all that's left are foundations and a single column on the right. Hand-painted Izmir tiles and pottery from Iznik, Turkey are well known all over the world. It adorns most iconic palaces and mosques in the country. Carpet making and leather goods abound in this area. Izmir city near the Aegean Sea is where we are taking our plane back to Istanbul. Back to Istanbul. Underneath the city streets is this wonder of Roman engineering called the cistern, a large reservoir that supplied water in the whole of Constantinople in Roman times. Lighted up, it's a photo enthusiast's dream. The Spice Bazaar was built in 1664. We enjoyed the colors and fragrance that all the spices bring. For the sweet tooth, you can drop by for an assortment of Turkish sweet delights like this baklava. You can visit a mall in the Beyoğlu district, separated from the old city by the Golden Horn. Have lunch and this coffee. Hop for dinner on a Bosphorus night cruise and be entertained by a belly dancer. This is the Topkapi Palace, home to all the sultans for almost 400 years, from 1453 until 1860. The imperial family lived here. This huge complex houses a harem. The Sultan supported as many as 300 concubines here. These are young, beautiful women they got from countries of conquest, schooled here for language, math, and social graces, preparing them to one day be chosen by the Sultan or her mother, the Queen, to become his wife. Traditions allow the Sultan to have as many as 4 wives. The Ottomans' power that spanned 5 centuries allowed them to amass unimaginable wealth and treasure. The museum here has everything from precious gems to swords and armors. To my amazement, they even have the staff of Moses, the sword of David, tooth and beard of Muhammad, and other precious stuff from the Holy Land, as it was under their rule for 400 years. No pictures allowed though. The Konyali restaurant is a beautiful rest stop just outside the palace with views of the Bosphorus. A traditional Turkish lunch at Dahan in Sultan Ahmet is also quite an experience. The Grand Bazaar is one of the largest and oldest covered markets in the world. With 61 covered streets and over 4,000 shops, it attracts 300 to 400,000 visitors daily. I'm sure you will enjoy street food in Istanbul. Here it is. Built along the Bosphorus is the Dolmabahce Palace, an extravagant monoblock European-style building finished in 1856 to cover up the decline of the Ottoman Empire. No photos were allowed inside except this crystal staircase. The last 6 sultans used this, and Ataturk died here in 1938. The Bosphorus is Turkey's main artery. All of its main structures throughout history surrounds this body of water, including the Grand Dolmabahce Palace. Now I begin to understand Turkey and its people by trying to dig into its past. Looking at that horizon, I wonder what's beyond that sea. I should go there. See you in my next travel.